Welcome back, trainers. We're going to be taking a look at some more Nightmare Cup battles so you can get a good idea of what's going to be working and how certain teams can revolve around going up against other opponents. And there are a few events, as a matter of fact, going down right now. One in Korea, one in Japan, and the Japan one is going to be increased Porygon spawns as well as longer lures. And then in Korea, you're going to have a variety of different Pokemon spawning as well, which we're anticipating possibly a shiny Combi, but I don't know how that's really going to go down. So on to the commentary for these battles. Toxicroak is performing absolutely fantastic, and thank you to everybody who sent me battle requests earlier when I did send that tweet out saying go ahead and send me those battle requests and we can get to work here. And there wasn't a set amount of battles for each player. We're just kind of going in here battling and just testing out different Pokemon. All right, so with that said, we're going to do the full commentary starting now. All right, so I will be going in here with Drapion. He's starting it off with Toxicroak. This is not a good matchup for you because you're going to have one weakness with Drapion that's going to be ground. Toxicroak does have Mud Bomb, and it will be able to fire those off fairly quick. So we are going to be switching into Xatu, and he will be countering me with Skuntank. He can hit me with Crunch and also Bite, as well as Poison Jab, doing a decent amount of damage. So I did sacrifice the Xatu. I knew that was going to happen. And at this point, I was thinking, okay, that's just the way it works. You counter, they bring in something else. That's the moves you make. You have to have that third Pokemon to make up for that counter switch that they do. So they are coming in with the Xatu here. Wanted to bait the shield and possibly get off another Mud Bomb, but it wasn't happening. So at this point, we're looking not too great. I do not fall for that bait shield. I was hoping it wasn't going to go for Air Slash, and I was just going to keep going for that bite there. And at this point, we're not looking too hot whatsoever. As you can see, we do have another shield left, so at one point in time, I could have used that to possibly help myself get a little bit more leverage, and that's what you have to look out for. Don't hold on to those shields for too long. Starting it off with Mr. Mime here, and he's going in with Sneasel. If possibly I started off with Toxicroak, I'd be looking great, but Mr. Mime, it's not too amazing, right? Let's just put it that way. So I do switch, and he is countering me with that Xatu there and taking out my Toxicroak. In comes the Alolan Raticate, in which I will be able to use Bite and take it out fairly quick because, as you can see, Bite just tears in. Now, something I did incorrect here is I should have shielded at least one of those Air Slashes with that Alolan Raticate there, and I would have been able to have a little bit more survivability. Coming in with the joke, literally the joke, Mr. Mime, and yeah, there's nothing I can do here. Drapion is part Dark type. Confusion is not going to be doing much damage. Neither is Shadow Ball, and it's pretty much a GG at this point. I do take it out, but he has a Sneasel left. I have a shield left as well, and I decide to just let it go through because there's no point in dragging that battle on any longer because he does have a Dark Charge move on it, in which case that would have one-shotted me pretty much because Mr. Mime's Glass Cannon. Next match, Alolan Raichu versus Alolan Raichu. So I like to sometimes hold that energy there and make him think that I'm a little farther behind and possibly go for the Wild Charge and get that bait shield, or maybe even go for Wild Charge and just play mind games there. I did let it go through because that's okay, because I know what I have behind this Alolan Raichu as far as picking up the battle here. We do have that Shiftry, which we will go in there with Razor Leaf doing a lot of damage. Now I just hope he doesn't bring in a fighting, and there it goes. So we have Toxicroak. He switches immediately into Drapion, and that is his other Pokemon. So we're looking pretty good here. He could have stayed in there with Toxicroak because I do believe he did have the energy advantage for that Mud Bomb, in which case he would have been beating me to it and then eventually burned my shields out. But I still do have those shields going here, and we're going to be hitting up that Drapion with super effective. One shield on my end and 0 on his, so I will be able to block this, and then the counter is not going to be doing much, and I will be able to get to that Mud Bomb and take out the Toxicroak. So just keep that in mind. Toxicroak versus Toxicroak is going to be a good matchup for you if you have the energy advantage and or this shield advantage. So on to the next opponent here. Thank you for sending that battle request. Starting it off with the Alolan Raichu. He's going in with the Bronzong. Something new here. Very nice. Let's see how this holds up. So I decided to continue to attack and kind of confuse him as to which charge move I was going to actually do. And I do go for the Thunder Punch, hopefully trying to bait that shield. I do put up my shield personally because I thought he might hit me with Flash Cannon, but he goes for Heavy Slam. Wouldn't have done too much damage to Raichu, but at the same time, I did want to preserve the health. He is going to be shielding up that Thunder Punch there, and we're going to let our Raichu go down here. Down it goes. We're going to go ahead and bring in Shiftry here. We don't want to put Toxicroak in case we get countered hard by some sort of flying type or psychic. He does go in there with the Raichu. We're going to be just razor leafing away. As you can see, it does massive damage. And if we were paired up with a fighting type Pokemon though, Shiftry's going down quick, and there we go. In comes the Lucario, but he has no more shields left, so we'll be able to spam that razor leaf and take him out. So Shiftry is actually pretty good. Don't rely on it. It can help and work with your team, but just note that Xatu is going to be taking it out. If you're able to finally get off to your Dark Charge move, though, you will be able to tear into that Xatu, but not likely unless you had energy stored up. Anyways, into this match here, he does have the Xatu out, have the Toxicroak. Now, a little tip for you, bud, you want to have a flying quick move, all right? You definitely do not want to go with that one, because as you can see, I'm able to get to my charge moves multiple times, as opposed to if you had the quick flying move, you would have been able to take out that Toxicroak extremely quick. But he goes in here with the Heracross. First time seeing that, that's pretty interesting as well. But yet again, I'm able to get to my charge moves multiple times, and the Toxicroak is just putting in work here because of the moves, right? So I do finish it off with the Drapion there. And that's going to be a good game. All of these are going to be good games. Sorry if I haven't been saying that. Starting it off with the Raichu, who's going in with the Sneasel here. And remember, these are practice rounds, and it's great that people like to go outside of the box and use something new. All right, so don't say, oh, well, you shouldn't be using that or this or that. It's great. You know, I really wish we can use more Pokemon outside of the meta. It really is a little depressing, to be honest with you, that we have to pick the same 6 Pokemon basically over and over again. And that's pretty much all we're left with. Otherwise, we're going to be getting, you know, pretty sweeped. Anyways, pretty sweet. So we do have the Alolan Raichu out here, Eradicate, sorry, and we will be able to just finish off with Bite. In comes the Sneasel here. We're going to go for Hyper Fang because dark moves are not going to be effective to dark types, which it is. And Bite is still doing an okay amount of damage. Avalanche will destroy quite a few different Pokemon, and we're going to finish off with Hitmonchan. So Weavile, is that going to be pretty good? Well, going up against a Xatu, yes, and possibly any other psychic types like the Raichu, it can find some usability. For the most part, it has to look out because it's going to be extremely weak to fighting. So we're going to be starting off the match with the Alolan Raticate. He's going in with the Spiritomb, and then he does switch into Toxicroak, and now we're safe to switch because he is locked in here. We're going to go with Xatu, blocking that up because I was expecting a Sludge Bomb like that, which it would have pretty much taken us out in one shot. In comes the Spiritomb. Now I could have went for Ominous Wind to bait the shield there, instead of the Air Slash, but that's okay. We're going to be letting that Xatu go down with pretty much both of its charge moves ready to go. Finishing off that Spiritomb with Bite because it does do a good amount of damage. In comes the Xatu, and we're looking pretty nice right here. And he's using up that last shield. Now we're just going to go ahead and do as many bites as we can and then get to that crunch to take the win there. So Alolan Raticate is another one that's looking fantastic. The only problem is it's going to be extremely weak to fighting types being normal and dark type. So you do have to look out for that. Make sure you have a Pokemon that can combat those fighting type Pokemon if need be. So we are starting it off with Shiftry. He's going in there with Drapion. I do switch to Toxicroak. He goes in there with Gardevoir, doing massive damage with Confusion. And he lets that Sludge Bomb go through. Don't know if he thought I was going to do Mud Bomb, but yeah, Gardevoir is fairly frail, but doing massive damage. So I do have Xatu out here. He does have the Toxicroak. I did not shield out that Mud Bomb. As you can see, it's going to be doing a lot of damage to your Xatu. So the predictions and mind games are real when it comes down to Toxicroak. So we are going in with Shiftry, shielding up whatever comes our way because we just want him to stay out there as long as possible. Seeing that it is our last Pokemon, and shielding this up as well. Although Aqua Tail is not going to be very effective, and finishing it off with Razor Leaf. So, damn, Razor Leaf is doing a lot of damage, even to Poison-type Pokemon, Drapion. Starting it off with a Alolan Raichu here. He's going in with Drapion. Infestation is going to be super effective to you, as well as Bite, both of the quick moves on Drapion, so you kind of need to look out there. And Infestation will be able to grant them a lot of energy, getting off charge moves at a spammy rate. So, we are able to get to that Thunder Punch yet again here. And he does shield it up. Perfect. So that's a shield down on both ends. I do switch. That was kind of foolish. And I do have a Slowking. I usually use Slow Bro with Ice Beam. It's not going to take as much energy to finally get off. And Confusion is great, obviously. But Psychic as well as Confusion, both on the same Pokemon, it's not going to be too viable. Fire Blast is just like, what are you doing? I just wanted to test out Slowbro. Down goes the Alolan Raichu immediately. So as you've seen, that was a bad switch that I did there. And yeah, we're just going to, you know, punch away at that Psychic Pokemon over there. In comes the Toxicroak, hitting it up with Mud Bomb. We're so close to the other Mud Bomb there, and he is going to be able to take that win there, so that's going to be a great game. On to the next opponent here, starting it off with the Alolan Raichu, who's going in with the Xatu, and we're looking great, right? And he is going to be switching immediately into Lucario, so he is locked in. That's great. And we're going to take this Power Punch, seeing that it's not going to be effective to Toxicroak, part Poison type, and just finishing it off with quick moves. We do have nice energy going. Just go ahead and try to bait that shield here, see what happens. Got a little bit of lag going, and he does not fall for the shield bait, unfortunately. So now we're going to go for the Sludge Bomb. Let's see what we can do here. So he does not shield that up. He does have 2 shields left with the Drapion at full health. I was thinking maybe he was going to try to pull it up with that Drapion and just shield everything. And so we do have Mud Bomb. He does shield that. Aqua Tail comes in. We are going to be shielding that again because Infestation is not doing much. We want to burn those shields really quick with that Toxicroak here. And this video is coming to an end, trader. So I'd like to say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Just some, random PvP battles here for you. And yet again, thank you to all the trainers who send me invites. And if you send one and I did not accept, I'm sorry. I just had a lot of people sending them. Try again next time, and I'll catch you all later.